Okay guys, this is a video on guinea pig cages and what all you need to put in them when you bring your guinea pig home, and just the kinds of things that he needs in order to live with and be happy. I will cover cleaning the cages, foodstuffs, and toys in another video in the essence of saving time. So we'll go ahead and get started. There are many different types of cages that you can get, and first and foremost, and I cannot stress this enough, absolutely no aquariums or terrariums with the glass sides and the enclosed top. Even if the top is not enclosed, guinea pigs have very little lungs. They develop lots of lung problems and they get upper respiratory infections extremely easily. I know they keep them in the aquariums with the open tops at the pet stores, but most people in the pet stores will actually tell you that they only keep them like that for display purposes and that you should not get them cages like that. Another thing you want to consider, even though the sides are wire, you definitely do not want the bottoms to be wire. Guinea pigs' feet are very, very sensitive and they can get hurt very badly from this. So you want to definitely make sure you get a hard plastic floor or like a canvas floor, pretty much anything but an aquarium, terrarium, or wire flooring. Going to go ahead and show you real quick just so you can see about how often you need to scoop. This particularly dirty piece of paper and cage was just cleaned this morning. We thoroughly scrubbed the cage out yesterday and emptied all of the mess, and this morning he was given fresh paper, and as you can see, he's already messed it. You only need to clean the cage about once a week, but you should definitely scoop the poops and change the papers every day. I put down a paper, that way the guinea pig has a place to eat his food without it having to be around all the other stuff, and sometimes it helps him not spray on his food. So there's that to consider. There are different sizes and different types of cages. The first cage we got when he was very small, but he eventually got so large he was actually taking up, as you can see, there's 3 sections, and hi! So he obviously needed a bigger cage because he actually took up a whole 3rd section of the cage. Also, when you get a cage mate, which they will definitely need, you're going to need a bigger area. What I really liked about this cage, Jasper, I love you so much, but I need you to move. Thank you. Sorry. What I really loved about this cage is that the door actually locks, like you see here. If you do not lock it, your guinea pig will become clever enough to deduce that, and he will actually figure out how to open it and leap out. They're quite adventurous, so that will happen. Another thing that I liked is that there are these snaps at the bottom of each corner that lock it into place, which further helps avoid guinea pig escape. However, these are incredibly flimsy. As you can see, there is a food tray right here, but how easily it just came off, and that was with it locked into place. We wound up taking it out because there were times where he hopped up there to eat and the whole thing fell. And astoundingly enough, this cage, as small and flimsy as it is, purchased in the pet store with him, was $60. This cage over here, we bought offline for 30 bucks, and as you can see, it's 3 times the size, and much larger, much more space for him, a fraction of the cost. In the pet store, this cage was about 120 bucks, and online it's about $30, so you might want to consider looking online before going in the stores. I covered how often to clean. See here. Bedding. Sorry, I'm going off a list. As far as the bedding goes, even if you have a floor where you can just lift it out, throw everything in the garbage, and then throw it in the washing machine, you still want to get bedding. Your guinea pigs have this natural desire to fluff things up and push things around and bury things and burrow. So even if you only fill the cage halfway up, I understand bedding can be expensive. Even if you only fill the cage halfway up, you want to give your guinea pig enough stuff to burrow and play in. So bedding is very important. You never ever want to use cedar or pine chips because, again, of the respiratory infections. It's really, really bad for your pigs, and it's also bad for them to eat it. Uh, Again, you want to change it very frequently because if the pea just sits in there, they can get ammonia burns on their hind legs, which is very, very bad for them. So there's that to consider. I use the Carefresh bedding. It's pretty nice. Some beddings that I've bought that aren't by them have caused him to sneeze, and again with the upper respiratory infections, if you notice that, you definitely want to change your bedding brand. They have all colors, all sizes, definitely different price ranges, from as little as $4 all the way up to $30, depending on how big of a bag you want to buy. So there's always that. So make sure you have bedding for them. On to the subject of some of the stuff I have in here, and I have a few more things than this. This back here is a little area that he likes to go and hide and sleep in. You gonna go in your house? It's very important for them to have things like these. As you can see, he's got these two in here. This is actually a ferret hammock. But you can use ferret sleeping products for your pigs. They'll actually really enjoy it. It tends to keep them a little bit warmer, keep the wind off of them, which is very nice. And this one back here is wooden, and you want to try to stick to things that your guinea pigs can eat, because even if you've just paid $20 for a wooden house, it's going to take him months to eat it. And if you buy the cheaper plastic ones, they're going to eat them anyway. It doesn't matter that they're not supposed to. They will go right ahead and eat them. This causes a problem because the plastic can get stuck in their intestines and kill them. So that's something you definitely want to avoid. Another thing you need for your guinea pigs are these chew toys. You want to keep these in the cage, and we'll go over these in food and other such toys in another video. These little chew toys are very cheap. They range anywhere from $2 to $10, and sometimes they come with treats inside them. Your guinea pig's teeth never really stop growing, and if they don't have things to file their teeth down on, their teeth can cut down onto their tongues, into their lips. They can actually cut up because they have upper incisors and lower incisors. And this will prevent them from eating food, and they will eventually die because of this. So it's very important to keep lots of toys on hand. It also prevents cage boredom and biting of bars, which is very bad for their teeth. I prefer the ones that you can hang on the side of the cage, because the ones that sit down on the floor get pottied or sprayed on, and then understandably they really don't want to chew on them anymore. So, good to keep lots of toys on handy. As far as temperatures and where to place your pigs, you don't want to put your pigs in direct sunlight. You want to make sure that you keep them away from any heat. Again, guinea pigs die from heat exhaustion extremely easily, so you want to make sure you keep them out of direct sunlight and away from heat. If you want pets, if you have pets, you'll want to consider getting one that has a top, or at least make sure that your pets know not to get in the cage with them. Guinea pigs are very territorial, and as tiny as this thing is, the white fluffy cat actually jumped in there with him one day, and he got very upset and threw all of his stuff out. So you want to keep them from scent marking. Also, you want to put it somewhere where your pets are not going to scent mark it. Again, guinea pigs are very territorial, so that's something else to consider. Try keeping them somewhere that you're going to be a lot of the time, because they're very social critters. They need attention, and even if you're not giving them attention, they need to be in a room where they can kind of get some interaction and see people. So consider that with the placement. And the last thing is feeding dishes and water bottles. You can just get little plastic feeding dishes. Mine does not like to use his. He actually prefers to dump his food over. So, oh, another little chew toy. You always, always, always want to have a water bottle instead of a water dish. They will flip the water dishes over, creating a huge mess, and then they'll never get to drink because their water's all over the floor and not in the dish. I like the one, I don't know if you can see, but there's a little red ball in there, and it's very bright and vibrant, so you can always see how much water your guinea pig has. These are also very inexpensive. They range anywhere between $2 and $10, and they just clip right onto the side. So very, very easy. This comes with a little latch door, and all you do is flip it up, and out it goes. So with cages like this, if your guinea pig is quite adept at escape, you want to make sure that you zip strip this closed when you're not immediately around to watch him. I don't know if I explained this earlier, but the only problem that I've had with this type of cage is it's very easily shakeable. It's quite flimsy, but it was a pretty good deal for $30. So pretty much all you really need to do is get some zip strips and clamp them together, and that reinforces the cage and keeps the pig from getting out. So I hope this was thorough and quite explanatory. If you have any questions or if there was anything I didn't cover, feel free to comment me and let me know. And if you need any instructions on how to get these cages together, let me know and I will take his cage apart and put it back together for you. So I hope that covered everything, and thanks for watching.